never want something horrific to happen, and then the next thing you know, we're a Netflix series, we're news at 5, and you could have said something and you didn't.
No, you're right. Absolutely. And you know what? And when are you inviting her to your live on Thursday? Is that what's...
She was invited tonight.
Oh, I mean, I don't know anything. I'm just...
Yeah.
She's blocked all of us.
Okay. So, I mean, I just think, whatever even keel people need to get on, or people need to agree to disagree, and whatever happens, happens. I don't know. You know what I mean? I try to stay in my own lane, but I'm not going to have anyone think that I'm, sitting in the middle of or condoning anything. Yes. Do I know her? Does she come in and out of lives? Yes, she does. Have I spoken to her about certain things that we will and won't tolerate? Yes, I have. And that's where it is. I'm not going to tell anyone. I mean, listen, I know how to mute and block when I need to mute and block, and I do it accordingly. But nothing's happened in my life that I've needed to do that with her yet, So if that time comes, I'm going to kick her butt to the curb, and she knows it. But she knows, and she's not acting that way in our chat. So there's that. But, I hope that you guys do have an open dialogue, and maybe, I just hope it can be where it's not hostile, because then people shut down and you get nothing accomplished that way.
Right. And what was alarming to me, Darla, was that there was a whole dialogue prior to this. It's on Checkmate's YouTube. They actually got up and had a conversation. Jama come up. They were talking. They had a good rapport, I thought. I was working, but it sounded like everybody was on the same page. We were getting to a point where it was getting a little bit over the line, and people were concerned. Now, here we are, and we're talking about, kids' schools, and I'm concerned. And then there's videos being made about the awareness community where it looks like us against them, and it's always us and them, us and them, us and them. When the fact of the matter remains, I just want something for the greater good. I want somebody to go get help, but you can't will it for them. Just like a rug addict. Yeah. I can't make you want to go get clean.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So Thursday, I just want everybody, it's not a witch hunt. It is a strictly, I know she's not doing good. I know she's doing this shit, and she's being pumped with information. It's going in her DMs, in her mind, and out her mouth or onto this app. So somebody's going to get hurt, whether, and what's sad is whoever gets hurt first, something horrific happens too. That's where all the sympathy is going to go. Oh, I'm so sorry, Becky. Oh, I'm so sorry, Jama. And then we're sitting here in the middle going, wait, what happened?
Yeah.
Why didn't somebody say something? And then everybody looks at us and we're like, I don't know why I didn't say anything. That's on me. And I'm turning myself inside out because I'm like, I fucking should have said something.
And I come from that generation. Look, I think we're similar in age. If you see something, you say something. So I get it. I get it. I would never stand by and watch nonsense. So I appreciate you hearing me out and letting me up there and, hearing me out.
The kid thing, regardless of who's right and who's wrong, because there's two wrongs, not making a right here, but little kids, whether they are him or not, 909 souls were told about their school on a live.
And that, right, and you're right. And so when I heard about, because I asked her about that, genuinely, I said, you didn't do that, right? Because I just didn't believe she would. And she said, no, I didn't. I genuinely offered resources. It was a general resource. It wasn't his school. It's not the school he goes to. And I never said the school he goes to. But I can see what you're saying is it's still a school where there are children at.
Yes.
Maybe not the one he goes to, but it is still a school.
And crazy people who are thinking that they can win points with us. Because, again, we had people like Dawn Stone, who was a beggar and a scammer and lied about everything, going over and wanting to rock with us, got up in a box and was like, I called the manager at the hotel just so she thought she was doing a good job and going to get a pat on the back instead of a boot out of that box.
Yeah, again, that's before my time. I'm a little newer to this in the last year or so. So, yeah, Dawn Stone predates me, but yeah, I've heard
But there's
stories about many.
hundreds of examples of people like that who are pick-me's who want to do something just to get some type of admiration from any one of us, some type of attention. And people are crazy. And some people don't just call in to hotels and pizzas and things like that. Some people do crazier things in the world we're in today.
Right. And
she did insinuate that was his school.
Because okay, I didn't
we played the video. She did insinuate that was his school.
Okay. I mean, in all due respect, I'm probably gonna listen to it again so that I'm not saying I don't believe you. I'm just saying I don't think I was here from the very beginning. But I've been told, watch yourself and blah, blah, blah. And I am a fact-driven person, and I do believe there's, I say two sides to stories. People say three, but I believe there is a lie and a truth. And, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe Jama comes to your Thursday live and speaks for herself. And I don't know. I can't speak for her. I'm just speaking.
And the other part to it too, Darla, is these people have got to stop with thinking that we're the bad guys and stacking the deck where our truth doesn't even penetrate to them because they're not listening to the facts. It's my friend. I'm going 10 toes down. That's my friend. That's my friend. And not even stopping to look that screenshot does not have an emotion.
Right.
And it's you have to stop for a moment and think, well, okay, here's the screenshot. I'm looking dead at it. Trust your eyes, trust your ears.
Oh, absolutely.
But that's my friend. Okay, that's my friend. But I guarantee you, if somebody did something wrong, they're going to turn around and be like, you know what? Just like you did, Darla, where you were like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
We don't do that here.
If I see that, I don't care whose live I'm in. If I was in your live, I would say, whoa, we don't do that because that's not conducive. There's no, we had somebody the other day. I don't even remember what it was. And somebody caught it and I looked and I'm like, wait, what did they say? Like, it took me a second to take it in. And I don't even remember the context. It was just something I was very uncomfortable with in the chat. And I was like, they got to go out. Bye. Because there's just some language that isn't warranted, and it had nothing to do with what we were talking about. It was just somebody being a wise guy. And I think it had racist undertones, if I'm being correct. And I'm like, yeah, we don't do that here. So, and then first I muted them and then they came back afterwards and were like apologetic. Well, I didn't mean to say this, but I meant to say that. And then I'm like, yeah, okay, bye. Cause I'm not gonna, kind of, you meant what you meant.
Right.
We all saw it and that's it. But yeah, kids should always be off limits. You're right, Pat. You're absolutely right.
Well, I hope that everybody will come back on Thursday, get what it is that you need to get together. I hope we get to the bottom of it. I hope we walk away from it because, again, two wrongs don't make a right. And this isn't a witch hunt. This isn't a you'll do it like I tell you to do it because there's no right or wrong way to do it. You pay your own phone bill. Just don't be a shitty person doing it. And please make sure that little kids don't get hurt. Whether it's their mental affect that gets hurt or their bodily arms and legs and souls don't get hurt.